Hey YouTube, happy Friday. Super pumped that it's the weekend. Got off work a little bit early, so I'm gonna be fixing my headlights. It's been a while since I posted a video. So for my 23 subscribers, I'm so sorry that I haven't given you any content recently. Anyways, I'm gonna be restoring my headlights using this 3M quick and easy restore kit. I've used 3M's headlight restore repair kit before, but never this quick and easy one. My headlights aren't that bad, so I'm gonna give it a shot, see how it works, and you'll get to see with me. So here's my headlights. As I said, they're not too bad. You can see they're a little bit oxidized up here on the top and here on the front. I've already gone ahead and masked the headlight off, but that is a step that you want to do because the clear coat that you put on this, if you get it on your paint, it'll definitely be noticeable. Also, please nobody comment about how great my mask job is. I know it's the best mask job in the history of masking. So if anybody needs pointers on masking, I'd be happy to give them to you. Anyways, I'm gonna get started and I will check back in and show you how it's going. All right, so the first step per the instructions are to go ahead and clean the headlight with isopropyl alcohol, a 50-50 mix. I've already done that. I didn't think I needed to show you. And then the second step is to wet your sanding pad, spray it, and then go ahead and start sanding the headlight. I've actually had better luck on past kits with cars that I've redone and things like that. Taking a dish rag and wetting it and then wiping the lens. It seems to not cake up the pad as much. And when you have only one pad, as in this kit for two headlights, that's definitely something to think about. The other thing is, disclaimer, if you're gonna go ahead and do this, don't use your wife's dish rag like I did. Luckily, she's not a subscriber to my channel and doesn't watch my videos, so she's not gonna know. But she would probably definitely be mad if she did. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that first pass of sanding, and I'll show you how it turns out. All right, so this is how it looks after one pass of sanding. The instructions don't say it. I don't believe I'd have to go back and look, but I've used other kits in the past that say not to sand these in a circular motion. So that's something to keep in mind, because I have done that before and definitely notice a difference when you sand circular versus in a straight line, you know, with the headlight. You want to make sure, like I said, even though I don't believe this kit says it, you want to make sure to sand in a uniform side-to-side direction. Also, another thing to think about, if you read through the instructions, which I know a lot of people don't, especially if you've used one of these before, you just kind of get to work. There are two clear coat pads or wipes. The directions say to use one wipe for both headlights, then let it dry, then use another wipe for both headlights for a second coat. In order to do that without the wipe drying out, you have to go ahead and sand both headlights first. So that's something to keep in mind also. Anyways, I'm gonna get started on the other headlight, and then I'll come back and show you, and then we'll do the clear coat. All right, so this is the passenger side headlight after 3 passes with the sanding cloth. The directions say to have a uniform frosted appearance. It's pretty uniform, pretty frosty. So I'm gonna let it dry for a couple more seconds here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the first coat of clear coat. All right, this is after the first coat on the passenger side. The directions I forgot to mention, but I think it's important to mention. The directions say to wipe and uniform overlapping coats, so that's what I did. It also says to wear some safety gloves, which I didn't mention, so maybe adhere to that warning as well. I didn't try without it, so I don't know what it does, but I don't want to find out. One thing I did want to show you, because I've never used this kit before, but if you look at the driver's side, it's a little more streaky. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little more streaky than the passenger side, and I think that probably has something to do with just the pad drying out by the time I got to this side. The instructions say to let the lights dry and then put the second coat on. So I'm gonna start on this side and hopefully clear up some of those streaks with the next wipe, and then we'll see how that turns out. But so far they're looking like they're pretty good. The other thing that the directions say that I forgot to mention, in case you're watching this instead of reading the directions, do not unfold the wipe, leave it folded up. It probably helps it to not dry out so fast. So, all right, I'm gonna let these dry. I'm gonna put the second coat on and come back and we'll look at the before and after. Well, I lost the directions and I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait between drying and applying the second coat, but it's been about 15 to 20 minutes and this is dry to the touch. So I'm gonna give it a rip and see how it goes. Also, the directions do say, I remember from reading them, to wait an hour between application and then allowing them to get wet or driving. So problem is I've got an 80% chance of rain in about 55 minutes. So I'm gonna hurry up and get this on, and hopefully it takes a little over an hour for the rain to come, and we'll see how it goes. So this is after the second coat, and like I said, I was going to start on the driver's side, so that is what I did. There's far less streaks, if any at all, so that might be something to think about when using this kit, to start on opposite sides for each coat. This is the passenger side. Looks pretty dang good for a 15-minute quick fix kit. So I'm gonna let it dry and then I'll do some before and afters. One thing also that I forgot to mention, when you're using the wipe to put the clear coat on, don't push too hard because it squeezes a lot of the clear coat out and then you may end up with runs in certain spots. I'm lucky I caught it, but here along the ridge of the top of the light, I had a couple of runs. I went back over it and it was able to get most of it out. But that is definitely something to keep in mind. This kit was totally awesome and totally worth it. I can't believe it was only $4.99 at Napa Auto Parts, on sale of course. It typically sells between $7 and $14 depending on where you get it, but even at $14 it's totally worth the money. My headlights look awesome and it took me about 20 minutes. Good stuff.